Everyone gathers on the Jewel and sails away from Hades. Apart from the line where an Elgin sailor tries to sexually assault Cassie, this part is just everyone being sad about Michael disappearing. This ends part 1. A group of Tuvaluans start gathering supplies and weapons to strike while the Elgin are hurting. They're led by a man named Anale, the grandson of the former prime minister, who is busy at the moment. They start their attack on the island of Demeter. There are signs of life, but no Elgin. Eventually, they find 3 guards, all that's left on the island after the Battle of Hades. They also free the other 2 Valuans and prepare for war, ending part 2. Welch talks to the captain of the Jewel and finds out they don't have enough fuel and need to stop at Fiji. This is really risky, considering, stolen submarine and all, but they have no choice. That night, Taylor wakes up and sees a faint outline of a person. It looks exactly like Michael, then it vanishes. Taylor starts freaking out so bad, she asks Tara to use her powers to make herself into Michael, which is a perfectly normal and not weird thing to ask of your sister. Part 3 ends with everyone being sad about Michael again. Anale and his crew storm the island of Ares and easily take it. Before making the final attack on Hatch, they decide to consult with Elder Malachi, which means sailing to a different island. This ends part 4.
What are you doing? What's going on here?
Hatch escapes in a small pod and makes it back to his base. The Elgin forces have been annihilated, and Hatch knows he's vulnerable. He orders for Brian and Kylie to come with him to steal back the Jewel. You remember these guys? You remember these super important electric children that have been very present in the story and have done so much for the plot? Yeah, you remember these two, right? Don't get your hopes up. All I'm going to say is just don't get your hopes up. This ends part 5. This is totally unrelated, but when I was looking for PNGs of stuff, I found this picture, and I just think this picture goes crazy, and I wanted you guys to see it. That's all. I'll actually go to the next part now.
Sploosh!
Hatch radios the Jewel and tells them to turn around, or he'll activate a self-destruct device and sink them. Welch calls bullshit, which makes Hatch reveal exactly where the bomb is. Ian shows Quentin where the bomb is, then he defuses it. This ends part 6. These parts are so short, and it's getting annoying to type. Hatch activates the self-destruct. Shit doesn't blow up. Shocking. Hatch calls the local navy and plans to intercept them before they refuel. Part 7, done.
Turn attack!
Alright, fine. You want to give me a 2-page part? Fuck this. I'm becoming a caveman. Orange Man bad, but Small Boy did much good on Boom Boom. Yes, good job, Small Boy. End.
I'm wearing tights instead of pants.
Hatch looks at the screen. Hatch sees the 2 Valuans are rebelling. Hatch says kill them. Next.
Open sesame!
And all... Sorry. I didn't know what to do for Elder Malachi. So I was like, oh, who's like a smart person? Jimmy Neutron. You get Jimmy Neutron, take it or leave it. Anale meets with Elder Malachi, who tells... I'll get over it eventually, I promise. Anale meets with Elder Malachi, who tells him to not fight the Elgin yet. He warns them the Elgin are not as weak as they think, and they must wait to strike. They must wait for the lightning god. Oh man, this book is so bad, I have to make my own fun. He warns them the Elgin are not as weak as they think, and they must wait to strike. They must wait for the lightning god. Thank you, Jimmy Neutron. I mean, Elder Malachi. They arrive at a fortified vault where Hatch was planning to move all of his money to. They take it over and start preparing for a final battle against the Elgin. This ends part 11.
We've got to take back those pillows.
That's so right, me, aye.
Finally, we're back with the Electro Clan. Never mind! They're attacked by the Navy of the Philippines and captured, except for Austin and Jack, who managed to sneak away and find the secret button to end part 11.
Hey, Meta Knight, how's it going?
Very badly.
Jack and Austin end up in Fiji where they meet a man named Vishal. I can't use this. I can't use this one. I just looked up like muscular man PNGs because the book says like Vishal is in pretty good shape. So it's I can't use that one. I already got Jimmy Neutron in here. I gotta find something better. Jack and Austin end up in Fiji where they meet a man named Vishal. He helps them out with food, fresh clothes, and a place to stay for the night. This part is a fun break where Jack and Austin just get to spend a day in Fiji being tourists while their friends are being sent to death row. I have some shocking news though. Vishal is actually an Elgin in disguise. What? He interrogates Austin and learns about what happened on Hades, then reveals he wasn't actually an Elgin, he's from Tuvalu and plans to join with Inale for the final battle. Wow, so many twists and turns. Can we just get Michael back already? I miss when this series had the funny electric man. On the way to Tuvalu, Austin and Jack both have a dream where Michael is standing in the room with them. He tells them where to find Inale and to wait for him. They're going to be attacked, but they have to hold out and wait for the lightning god. All right, who's ready for some science? Austin speculates that when Michael redirected the lightning strike on Hades, he changed into a state of pure energy. This isn't impossible considering Michael was already becoming more electric, so in a sense, he was becoming more energy and less matter. Are you with me so far? It's possible that Michael is trapped between states of matter right now and is starting to figure himself out. When he appeared before Taylor, he only stood there. Now, he was able to talk to Austin and Jack. Got all that? Great, because part 12 is over.
Well, this ain't no slumber party.
The captured Electro Clan arrive at Hatch's door and he throws them in prison. The captain of the Jewel is ordered to be fed to the rats, and Welch will be sent to cell 25. This ends part 13.
There's been a disturbance nearby.
Taylor, whose character has been reduced to sad girlfriend, sees another vision of Michael in her cell.
Get the fuck out of my room! I'm playing Minecraft!
Hatch reveals his ass pull. Backup plan. A secret electric child named Zara. Her power is to steal other powers, and she goes around taking everybody's abilities. A random thought. You guys remember when Tessa was important? I don't think she's had a line of dialogue this book. Also, Hatch's first interaction with Cassie is, and I quote, "No one told me you were so attractive, Cassie. What do you young people say? Hot? Why? Why do you feel the need to include this shit? Leave Cassie alone!" Zara takes Taylor's mind reading ability and uses it on Cassie to figure out where the voice has been hiding. Zara drags out all the information she can from Cassie, including who the voice is and who the real leader of the resistance is. Carl Vey. Thank God part 14 is over. I am so uncomfortable reading this shit.
Damn bioterrorist is on the loose.
Hatch starts to finalize his plans for defeating the resistance. He will attack both bases at the same time, capturing both Mrs. Vey and Conrad. He also summons the Dom Guard to join the operations. They're a group of elite warriors, blah blah blah. It's the same shit we heard when the Lung Li were introduced. The Dom Guard storms the bases and captures Conrad no problem. And oh, would you look at that? Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for award-winning author Richard Paul Evans! Yeah, whatever, man. They capture Mrs. Vey and all that. I'm guessing there's going to be maybe 5 pages of good writing at the end, like usual, but until then, we're stuck with this slop. Zara reads Conrad's mind and gets the information to call Carl Vey. Carl answers, and Hatch is feeling all cool and awesome for cornering him. Carl asks to speak to both Mrs. Vey and Cassie. Then, Hatch tells him he has 24 hours to turn himself in, or everyone dies. And then, Carl opens up the app on his phone that ends part 15.
Stop calling!
Back to the Tuvalu plot, Jack and Austin finally meet up with Inale. The Elgins start attacking the fort with a battleship fleet, and things are looking hopeless. Well, I guess this is it. It was a pleasure dying with you, friend, and an honor to live with you. Holy shit! About fucking time. Our boy is back. Part 16 ends with everyone taking over the boats and sailing to face Hatch. The boy is back! Hatch presents Karo Vay to the Electro Clan and hands them each a brick. If they hit Karo with a brick and spit on him, they are free to join the Elgin. Of course, they all refuse and attack Hatch instead. Right before the Vays are about to be executed, lightning strikes once again. Zara, stop him! You're going to die, Vay. Damn, that is crazy. Hold this lightning bolt. What to do with you? I could lock you in cell 25 for the rest of your life. Maybe cut off your tongue and put you in the monkey cage? Or even better, feed you to your own rats. So what'll it be, Hatch? Please, just kill me. I gave you a choice. Now pick. The rats. Yes, I think that's a great idea. Let's go do that right now. You see, if I do that, I'd be just like you. So I'm going to show you what mercy is. Goodbye, Dr. Hatch. And then he, like, kills him or something. Michael goes back to the Electro Clan and finally reunites with Taylor. And for the first time in years, the Vay family is all together. The Electro Clan relocates back to Idaho. Michael, Taylor, Austin, and Jack go back to high school like nothing ever happened. Anale is named the next Prime Minister of Tuvalu, and a memorial is made to Gervaso and Tanner. For once, all is well in Michael's world. This ends Book 7, and this ends a poorly drawn summary of Michael Vay. Alright, let's talk about it. So, series is over. Before you go and comment, yes, I'm aware that there are more books after this. No, I will not be reading them. In the book itself, it says Book 7 of 7. I'm done. As far as I'm concerned, this is the end of Michael Vay's story. But I guess I should never say never. Who knows? Maybe in a year or two from now, I'll get the urge to torture myself again and buy the 8th book. Probably not, though. So what did we learn? Not much, honestly. I had some high highs and some low lows with this series. It feels a little surreal that it's over. This series started on September 29th of 2023 and is ending on whatever date you see in the description. Over 9 months have passed since I started drawing whatever the hell this is. The poorly drawn series is unlike anything I've done with YouTube before, and it pushed me to try a lot of new things. I did not enjoy all of the books. Honestly, I didn't like most of them. But when I think of Michael Vay now, I'm not going to think about the questionable things Richard wrote. I'm not even going to think of the silly drawings I made. I'm going to think about you guys. If it had just been reading this by myself and not for YouTube, I would have been miserable. But you guys would watch and comment things about the series, and that made it worth it. Another thing that I think is so cool, in the comments, I've been seeing you guys say that you are rewriting the book. And for that, I say thank you. Because I love the concept of Michael Vay. I'm just not a big fan of the execution. So I think it's so cool that you guys have taken things into your own hands and kind of found each other in this comment section. I'm so happy about that. Will I ever do another poorly drawn series? Maybe. Again, I'm not going to say never because I'm not against the idea. I think it would be fun to do it with another series that I read when I was younger, like revisit it as an adult. I was thinking maybe the Gone series because that's the only other like book series I can think of that I read a lot as a kid and I like really enjoyed. I'm pretty sure that one is actually like good writing. So maybe I don't want to hype it up too much though in case I'm totally wrong. But I remember as a kid I thought that series was pretty cool. Or maybe Blackthorn Key. That I know that is just like genuinely a well-written book. But it's also really long. Like one of those, doing the video for the first book would probably be like 40 minutes. And that's too much drawing for me. So this is the end of Michael Vey. I don't even want to say for now, because most likely this is just the end. So, thank you for making this series fun. Thank you for watching. I've been Derek Stainless, and this has been a poorly drawn summary of Michael Vey.